saving money now. Oh, shit. Oops. Believe it or not, this is a full week's worth of GLP-1 eating for under 80 bucks. Stick to these staples and your grocery bill will drop every single week. Save a few $1,000s per year, and now you can justify investing into your health with these GLP-1 medications, and I'll be sure to show you how to do it the right way. I'm Dr. Jones, DC, and I coach thousands of patients on GLP-1 meds every single day. I lost 100 pounds myself, and I struggled for years to figure out how to keep it off, and now I work with my medical practitioners helping people like you do the same. Look, these medications cost a fortune, but you know what drives me crazy? People spending another fortune on the wrong groceries. They overcomplicate it. After surveying over 500 of our most successful patients who were also on a budget, what we found was they had a systematic approach towards grocery shopping. It was structured, they had a plan, and it included a lot of the staples that I'm about to show you here today. They had more energy, zero cravings, and their grocery bills cut in half. Oh, and I'm gonna show you my secret sardine recipe. Yep, you heard that right. That makes it actually taste good. Quick note, you'll notice that these 20 foods are specifically low carb, not ultra, not keto, just on the lower side. Why? Your first 3 to 6 months on your GLP-1 medications, we're focusing on healing your insulin resistance. Once we can fix that, you can add back the carbohydrates. But trying to lose weight while eating lots of carbohydrates, even if you're in a calorie deficit, for the majority of you, that's making things way more challenging than it needs to be. Listen to your body, fix your insulin resistance by lowering your insulin levels, and the easiest way to do that is eat less carbohydrates. But trying to lose weight while you're eating bread and other carbohydrates when your insulin is broken, that's like driving with the parking brake on. It just doesn't make sense. Plus, at the end of this 3 to 6 month reset, I'll show you exactly what carbohydrates you can add back into the program once your system has healed. So let's dive in. All right, let's talk protein. But not just any protein, the ones that keep you full so that you don't blow money on snacks and takeout. Because here's what nobody tells you. Every gram of protein that you eat is like $1 that you don't end up having to spend on other junk and processed foods. Let's start with one of my favorite items, full-fat Greek yogurt. Not the low-fat garbage that has 25 grams of sugar. Look, I don't eat this every single day, but when I want dessert, especially after a lot of fatty red meat that won't wreck my blood sugar, I throw in some Greek yogurt, some monk fruit, and some berries, whether fresh or frozen. Tastes like cheesecake for only $2. This is such a staple, and I highly recommend it. Our patients who are eating this for breakfast instead of grabbing Starbucks, they're saving like $150 a month. Fun fact, Greek yogurt has double the protein of regular yogurt because they actually strain out the whey. That's about $4.49 for a week's worth. Number 2, eggs. These are the gold standard. You know what's crazy? Scientists literally measure all other proteins against eggs. They are 100% bioavailable. That means your body uses every last bit of protein. Lisa, one of my patients, was in a complete zombie mode, eating 800 calories a day. We got her eating eggs and Greek yogurt every morning. 2 weeks later, energy back, scale moving again. She stopped buying $6 breakfast sandwiches and she started saving $150 a month and actually had her energy back. A dozen of these bad boys cost only $3.99. That's less than one fancy coffee. Okay, number 3, canned sardines. Before you get a little poo-poo on me here, hear me out. When I'm rushing between patients on a busy day and I haven't eaten, sardines are my go-to. 20 grams of protein loaded with omega-3s, and get this, sardines actually have more calcium than milk because you literally eat the bones and you don't even notice it. I'm about to share my secret sardine recipe that I've never told anybody. Apple cider vinegar, sea salt, and hot sauce. Mix it all together. I know it sounds a little weird. My fiance thinks I'm insane, but it's so good. Try it once and you'll be hooked. $2.99 for a meal, that takes 30 seconds. You can't beat that. Quick question, what's your biggest challenge with protein on GLP-1s? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and honestly, you guys give me the best video ideas. Number 4, rotisserie chicken. This is controversial, but I need you to hear me out. 1 bird, 5 meals, 0 prep time. Fun fact, grocery stores actually lose money on every single rotisserie chicken that they put out. They price them so low to literally get you in the door. Now look, I know influencers are gonna tell you that these are terrible because they sit in plastic all day, but hey, while they might have a point, I'm not saying they're 100% perfect. That's not what I'm trying to do. But what I am going to do is not fearmonger you out of an affordable protein option that will help you lose weight and save money. You can only fight so many battles at once, and currently, if you're overweight, if you're on a path towards diabetes, changing your diet and doing it within a budget that you can actually afford is more important than anything else. skills. Perfect is the enemy of good. Our patient Mike, he was all about zero cooking skills, and he saved $900 a month eating this right here instead of freaking DoorDash. Is it organic? Is it free range? Yes, maybe not, but rotisserie chicken, better than fast food? Absolutely. Work within your budget, not against it. Number 5, full fat cottage cheese. 24 grams of protein per cup. That's wild. It's 80% casein protein, which by the way, casein protein takes about 7 hours to digest. Bodybuilders literally eat this before they go to bed because it feeds their muscles while they sleep. Sarah was a night shift nurse and she swears by this. She says it keeps her full throughout her entire shift. No more vending machine runs at 3 in the morning. The full fat version, way more satisfying than low fat. $3.49 saves her from $20 in late night snacks alone. One of my favorites, and such a staple around the house, ground beef. I don't care whether it's organic or not. And please, stop buying the 90-10 thinking that lean is better. You wanna go for 80-20. You need the fat. Fat doesn't make you fat. Insulin, when combined with the caloric surplus, is really what's gonna make you fat. The 80-20 tastes better, costs less, and keeps you satisfied so that you eat less. Look, I get it. We've been told fat is bad for over 40 years. But my patients who are eating lots of fat, especially in the early stages of their program, they're the ones with energy, less cravings, and grocery bills that actually make sense. 2 pounds for under 10 bucks feeds a family of 4. That's $2.50 per person for dinner. You're not gonna beat that for the base protein in your dinners. Now that we've loaded up on protein, that's half the battle. But here's what'll shock you. Even with perfect protein, some of our patients are still failing. Turns out their gut was sabotaging everything. These next 3 items, turns out one of them is sitting in the wrong aisle at the store. My favorite sweetener of all, monk fruit and or allulose. 2 different components, but you can find them, and this is a very, very affordable option combined. Now this may seem weird in the gut health section, but stay with me. Those pink and yellow packets that you see all the time, all over any fast food restaurants, they're destroying your gut bacteria. Artificial sweeteners can reduce good gut microbiome by up to 50%, some studies show. But monk fruit and allulose, they actually feed beneficial bacteria in the gut. Plus, and this blew my mind, allulose has been shown to lower blood sugar. So it's one thing to say stevia and monk fruit are great because they don't raise blood sugar, but allulose literally lowers. It's the only sweetener that actually can, in combination with a healthy lifestyle, contribute to improving insulin resistance, and that's wild. This one swap saves my patients $30 a month on specialty diet foods, because sometimes we want to add a little sweetness, and this is the best way to do it in your cooking. Or, for me, in my coffee every morning. Number 8, bone broth. So bone broth is normally in a carton, but I wanted to show you guys a quicker, more convenient way that you can get these at Costco when nothing sounds good, but you're nauseous and solid food's just not happening. This will come in and save the day. But here's the kicker. Bone broth actually has higher levels of glycine, which helps your body produce its own GLP-1s naturally. Yeah, you heard me right, naturally. Now this is not gonna replace your GLP-1s, that's not what I'm saying, but we're trying to optimize our lifestyle and work towards lower dosing when possible. And so we can boost GLP-1 production from many different angles with a proper diet. Instead of just managing side effects with expensive anti-nausea meds, we're actually supporting your body's natural systems. Number 9, chia seeds. This cool looking cup here is loaded with chia seeds that I've actually been soaking for a couple hours. My fiance likes to make one of my favorite dishes, a chia seed pudding with chocolate flavoring, but the magic is how much they expand. They can expand 10 times their own weight. The Aztecs call them the running food for a reason. Loaded with fiber and loaded with healthy fats. Real talk here, keep these things moving, if you know what I mean. 1 tablespoon in your water or in your yogurt, whatever, no more spending $40 on fiber supplements or stool softeners, because this thing will keep the gates open. But they also keep you full for hours. Now, those gut fixes are healing you from the inside. But what if I told you there's a way to eat massive, satisfying meals for literally 0 calories? Buddhist monks figured this out over 1,500 years ago, and item number 11 is going to change how you see pasta forever. Number 10, frozen mixed vegetables. So we got 2 different kinds here. We got a bit of a melody here, and we got one of my favorites, cauliflower rice. I know it's not sexy, but here's what's crazy. Frozen veggies are often more nutritious than fresh. They're frozen at peak ripeness, and when fresh broccoli has been traveling for 2 weeks, you lose some of that potency. Jennifer, one of our busy patients, she's a mom of 3, she lives on these things, doesn't waste time, it's always ready. $1.99 a bag. She used to throw out $20 of wilted produce every week, but now 0 waste, and that's $80 a month back in her pocket just from buying frozen. Plus she's down 60 pounds because vegetables are actually convenient for her now. You can soak these up with butter and cook them up with various seasonings, especially with the ground beef we talked about earlier. Convenient, quick, and very nutritious. Number 11, shirataki noodles. These are really, really cool and you probably haven't heard of them. This is gonna sound insane. Shirataki noodles, 0 carbs, 0 calories. Buddhist monks have been eating these for over 1500 years, made from a Japanese root that's 97% water. Look at these massive bowls of pasta. This is the same amount of calories, but this is traditional pasta and this is shirataki noodles. Think about how much more food and volume you're gonna be able to put down for that ratio of calories. You can't beat that. No way you're gonna be able to eat a bowl like this and tell me that you're satisfied when you're looking for a hungry dinner. But this, you're not gonna be able to finish this. And if you do, let me know in the comments because that'd be pretty impressive. Let me show you what I mean here. In this graph, you can see that your blood sugar on regular pasta, but this is your blood sugar on shirataki. You see that spike? That's what sends you to the pantry at 9 p.m. looking for cookies. When your blood sugar stays stable, you stop buying impulsive snacks. That's where the real savings can start to compound. This is why I recommend going low carb for the first 3 to 6 months on your GLP-1 journey. Not forever, because that's just not sustainable. We all gotta have some fun in our life, right? But long enough for you to fix your insulin resistance. Look at that graph again. Once your body can actually handle carbohydrates without spiking, you can bring them back in your life. But if you try to eat pasta and bread while your insulin is still broken, you're fighting your medication instead of working with it. That's expensive and frustrating. And by the way, I'll have some bonus items at the end of this video where I get into some of my favorite carbohydrates that we help patients slowly incorporate back into their diet without regaining weight. One of my favorite vegetables, cauliflower. Cauliflower and broccoli, but cauliflower, truthfully, just for me, a little bit better than broccoli, but both of them are great. $3 replaces $15 of carbohydrates. Cauliflower can become rice, it can become mash, even pizza crust. Fun fact that a lot of people don't know is it's the only white vegetable that has significant amount of vitamin C, 70% of your daily needs in just a couple servings. Now broccoli, 3 grams of protein per cup, highest of any vegetable. David, one of our patients, a business owner, replaced his daily $8 rice bowls with cauliflower rice. Saved him $40 a week, he lost 30 pounds. Fresh or frozen, it doesn't matter. $2.99 gets you through the week. By the way, if this is clicking for you, if you're seeing how to eat better for less, hit that subscribe button because I'll be dropping money-saving GLP-1 strategies every single week that your regular clinic probably won't tell you about. Number 13, frozen berries. This one makes people mad, but frozen berries are actually more nutritious than when fresh. Same thing with vegetables most of the times. They're frozen at peak ripeness and while fresh, were picked green and shipped for weeks. Plus, they're half the price. Those $6 tiny containers of fresh blueberries that go bad in 3 or 4 days versus $2.99 for a bag that lasts months. I use these in my Greek yogurt as desserts, in my protein shakes for post-workouts, or just eat them frozen. Natural candy that won't spike your blood sugar. One of our patients, Amanda, was spending $30 a week on fresh berries. She switched to frozen, saves $80 a month. That's almost $1,000 in a year on berries alone. Now that you're eating bigger portions without the carbohydrates, that's powerful. But if you're still hitting that drive-through at 8 p.m., you're missing the most understood nutrient. What I'm about to show you goes against 40 years of bad advice. And Amanda says it saved her $200 a month. High fat intake. We're gonna start with number 14, olive oil. Olive oil is not just for cooking. This is medicine. Extra virgin has compounds that trigger the same satisfaction receptors as ibuprofen. Anti-inflammatory, but 0 impact on your insulin. And if you're too low on calories, which happens all the time with patients on GLP-1 meds, literally just add this to any food that you possibly can. A tablespoon goes a long way. 1 bottle will last a month or two, $2 a week compared to those $8 healthy salad dressings that are full of sugar. Whip this up with some apple cider vinegar or any one of your favorite vinegars and throw in a bunch of seasonings and just soak up your vegetables with all that healthy, delicious fat. Fat will keep you satisfied, and you gotta replace those carbohydrate calories with some fat. You can't do it with only protein. Number 15, avocados. Avocados have more potassium than bananas. They're crucial because GLP-1s deplete your electrolytes, and potassium is one of the main players there. Yeah, they're more pricey than they used to be, but watch this math. 3 avocados for $2.97. Each one replaces mayo, butter, cream cheese. Those $4 guac cups, you'll be saving money in no time. One of our patients, Robert, 55 business owner, he thought fats would make him fatter, but he started eating more avocados and olive oil on the daily. His afternoon cravings, gone. Stopped hitting the vending machine, stopped ordering 3 p.m. coffee and muffins, saves about $15 a day. That's $450 a month just from adding healthy fats. Okay. Mixed nuts. Buy these in bulk, you'll save a ton of money. A little quarter cup goes a long way. and it's so easy because you can store this anywhere. Save 50% versus buying smaller packaged. Fun fact, walnuts are the only nut that have significant amount of omega-3s in them. They're literally brain-shaped for a reason. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm not taking any risk there. No, you don't need those $12 individual packs of portion control nuts. Buy bulk, but keep a baggie in your car. A quarter cup is really all you'll need for a good, high-calorie, nutritious meal that's going to hit the satiety very quickly. When you're tempted by gas station junk, a handful of these bad boys goes a long way. Bulk bins mean that you're spending $6 instead of $20. Plus, these fats stabilize your hormones so that you stop craving junk food in the first place. What overpriced health foods are you ditching first? Let me know in the comments. I love seeing people save money on this journey. Now that you've got all these amazing ingredients, but here's where most people fail. They can't turn them into meals that their family will actually eat. These last 4 items cost less than $15 total, but they're the difference between success and another failed diet. And item 18 comes with a warning for some of you. Number 17, salsa. Salsa of any kind, mild, medium, hot, whatever it is, this will actually replace, in many cases, dressings, marinades, cooking sauces for 10 calories. No, you don't need that fancy $8 organic salsa or these $6 special hot salsas. This $2.99 jar transforms everything. Eggs immediately become Mexican breakfast, chicken becomes fajitas, even cauliflower rice can now taste amazing. One jar does the job of 5 expensive condiments. That's $20 saved right there. 18 canned beans. Black, pinto, whatever's on sale, 99 cents for protein and fiber. But let me share something interesting because you probably heard some mixed things about beans. Maria, one of our marketing execs, she had Hashimoto's, an autoimmune condition that actually affects the thyroid. So she's very sensitive to some foods. Regular canned beans actually caused massive inflammation, which made her crave carbs like crazy. Turns out regular canning doesn't remove these compounds called lectins, but pressure cooking does. She started using her Instant Pot, dried beans, water, 30 minutes, inflammation gone, cravings stopped, and she saved $300 a month from impulse shopping on various other fast foods. If beans make you bloated and you feel like you actually react to them, which is not that often, but some people it does, try pressure cooking them yourself. For most people, regular canned beans are completely fine. Number 19, Rao's pasta sauce. Rao's sauce, yes, is more than ragu, but look, 4 grams of carb versus 12 and no corn syrup. Here's the real math. Those blood sugar spikes from cheap tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce, they send you honey for snacks all night. This jar keeps you stable, plus it makes those shirataki noodles actually taste like real pasta. Sometimes spending a couple more bucks can actually save you from a $40 DoorDash order at 9 p.m. Ask me how I know. The last item, something that allows you to get meals prepared in a pinch. One of my favorites, taco seasonings. Taco seasoning, the meal saver, works on everything. Ground beef, regular beef, chicken, eggs, vegetables. One packet can turn a boring dinner night into a taco bowl night where you feel like you're eating that unhealthy Mexican food, but it's actually healthy. Now, I'm not advocating for a certain brand because there's so many. Just look at the ingredients and make sure you get one without maltodextrin. Or even better, make your own, because really all it takes is chili powder, some cumin, some paprika, and bam, you're done. $2 saves you from another night of takeout. That's $30 saved every time you cook instead of ordering in. Now you've seen all 20 items individually, but the real magic happens when you see them as a complete system. The math that I'm about to show you made my patient Lisa literally text me at midnight because she couldn't believe her bank balance. Look at this spread here, 20 items, $79.92 a week. That's $320 monthly for all your food. The average American spends $600 on groceries and another $300 on takeout. You're cutting that by half or even more. And here's the kicker, you're eating better too. The math is insane. Check it out. Breakfast, 2 eggs cooked in olive oil, half of avocado. $1.50 keeps you full at lunch. No $5 muffins at 10 a.m. Lunch, leftover meat, grab that rotisserie chicken over cauliflower, rice, and salsa, $2.50. Beats that $15 salad from that healthy place that you like to feel good about eating. Dinner, taco bowl, seasoned beef, beans, and all the fixings, $3.50 feeds the whole family, not $40 on a quick pizza. Daily total, $7.50 versus $30, which most people will spend at any old place that they find. That's over $600 savings every single month. Here's what happens happens when you stick to this? Week number 1, you stop buying random snacks. You save $50 every couple weeks. Energy returns. Coffee runs stop. There's another $100 savings. Month number 2, no more panic takeout. You save $200 a month right there alone. Month number 3, this becomes automatic. Your savings $300 plus every single month without even thinking about it. Our patients who follow a structured plan like this are completely shocked. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but the key is structure. Lisa texted us the other week, I have an extra $400 in my account. Is that normal? Like, yes, that's what happens when you actually shop with intention and you have some sort of system. Let's do the full math here. Groceries, you'll save about $2,400 a year. No more impulsive buys. That's $1,200. Reduced takeout, $3,600. That's a total of $7,200 per year back in your pocket. That's a vacation. That's debt gone. That's actually being able to afford your freaking overpriced GLP-1 meds without stressing. That isn't a diet though, that's financial transformation that happens to also make you healthier as well. Okay, I wanted to talk about something that gets you a little bit excited in the future. You might be wondering, where's the bread? Where's the rice? Where's the pasta? Here's the deal. Again, for your first 3 to 6 months, we're gonna go low carb. This is gonna help you heal your insulin resistance faster, a lot faster. Think of it like rehab, but for your metabolism. But here's what separates us from every other clinic. We don't leave you there forever. Once you graduate from that metabolic rehab, once your insulin resistance is improved, here's what you can add back. After 8 to 12 weeks of eating these types of foods, your system will heal, your blood sugar is gonna stabilize, and your cravings will decrease. You'll earn something back, and this isn't cheating, this is progress. Bonus number 1, white rice. The safest starch to bring back. It's hypoallergenic, and that's why babies can eat it first. A bag will cost you $3 and it'll last you months. My other favorite carbohydrate is sweet potatoes. 400% of your vitamin A needs, keeps your skin healthy, and during weight loss, $4 can go almost a week's worth. And then finally, old-fashioned oats. Welcome back to normal breakfast, not that instant packets full of sugar, but real oats, steel cut, not the quick cut, but you want the one that actually takes about 5 minutes on the stove because that one won't spike your blood sugar as much. $3 for 2 weeks worth of breakfast. But here's the thing, you won't even want to go crazy with these because our patients were shocked on how they felt. After 12 weeks on this system, they've had rice once a week, they feel satisfied. That's metabolic healing. You're not restricting forever, you're just learning what your body actually needs. And spoiler alert, it's way less than you think. 20 items, $79, everything you need to succeed on your GLP-1 medications without breaking the bank. Think about this, you're saving $600 a month on groceries and takeout. That's $7,200 a year. Suddenly those medications don't seem so expensive when you're not bleeding money at the groceries anymore. Which of these surprised you the most? The sardine recipe, the shirataki noodles? Drop in the comments, I read every single one. And tell me, what's the most expensive health food that you're gonna be ditching after watching this? I'm genuinely curious about what overpriced stuff that you've been buying and then you finally realize I don't need that anymore. Look, if you've made it this far, we're basically grocery buddies now. And if you're that kind of person who's been struggling to make GLP-1s work on a budget, then we need to talk. My team does these free strategy calls. We're gonna look at your specific situation. We're gonna find out what you're overspending and create a plan for you that actually works with you and your life. No word sales pressure, just an opportunity to speak with my experts and figure out if there's anything that we can do to help you live a better and healthier life. I'll drop the link below where you can book that discovery call now. But honestly, just start with these things here. Get the rotisserie chicken, try my sardine recipe, and buy some frozen fruit and vegetables. Your wallet will thank you. Last thing, remember, doing GLP-1s right doesn't mean spending more. It means spending smart. If you guys enjoyed watching this video, check out this video right here where I get into the 10 categories of foods that could be ruining your GLP-1 results. Check that video out right there, and we'll see you guys later.